Hello everyone and welcome to another session with WorqHat. So WorqHat is an online edtech marketplace where we use a networked approach to connect the university students with mentors, educators, subject matter experts and industry so that the students can learn and understand concepts better when they live, work and earn from it. So today we have with us Mr. Abir Bhattacharjee. He is a soft skill trainer and mentor on the WorqHat platform. Hello Abir sir, thank you for being here with us today.
Hello, Shagnik, and it's a pleasure to be with you always.
So,
Thank
Mr. Abir has conducted workshops and training on personality development, leadership, team management, selling skills, and business communication, and has shaped lives of over 3,000 students from campus to corporate readiness across 100 plus institutions across India. He has worked for more than 2 decades in education, Indian, and multiple corporate and sorry. He has worked for more than 2 decades in education Indian and multinational corporate at leadership positions and has also worked in financial services, including MNC banks, insurances, AMCs, and telecom. And he is currently the founder and managing partner of Pragmatic Skills. So, Abir sir, can you please talk to us a bit about your experiences, how your life as a mentor has been, and how you have been shaping the lives of the students?
Yeah, the reason of my transition, Shagnik, from a corporate executive to a mentor or probably a trainer or a facilitator basically was the fact that I discovered at one point in time in my stage that I cannot invent a time machine. So, which means that I cannot go back to my early years when I was getting founded in the corporate world, when I was a student and there was a transition happening from being a student to the big bad world of corporate. So, I cannot really go back to that time and do a lot of things which I thought that I would have done better. So in that case, the only option to me was that whatever I gathered as experience, traveling across different cities, different countries, meeting people, staying with them, surviving with them, handling those people, their emotions, their behaviors, and everything, I thought that this is the right time when I can give back to the society, to all the people who are now kind of, between the 20, 23-year olds who are volcanic in their energy, but they just want to get into the right kind of a stream, so I could leave my dreams in them and make them a part of my family, represent everything, and make them better people than what I am today. So that was the reason for being a mentor.
And it obviously is a pleasure for us to have you as a mentor as WorqHat because we do feel that you come with loads of experience and you can actually share that experiences with the students and help them build a better future for themselves. So moving
Right,
on with the
right.
different profiles that we've created for you on WorqHat, one of the profiles that we created for you was on the basis of effective communication. Now,
Right.
how do you think communication skills equip university students and fresh graduates in their career growth?
Okay. So, as you have introduced that I have kind of, trained more than 3,000. In fact, it's about 5, 6,000 students in the same age group that I have trained. And these are more or less the university students. Now, what I could gather from the perspective is that when we talk about communication, communication means about how you speak well, or maybe the language that you speak. So it might be English, because when we talk about the formal platform, when we talk about the workplace, so business language is English. So how fluent you are in English actually decides in how good a communicator you are. But when you talk to these people, there are communication is basically a bunch of skills taken together, and most of the times whatever we understand as communication is not more than 10% of what communication exactly is in the entire sphere. So I teach them the rest of the 90%, which they are not much aware of, because that is one effective way of building up a lot of stuff, which is basically the interpersonal skills, the social skills, and the connectivity in the corporate world, because that's something which is required. It's not in the natural market that the people would be speaking about. They would be speaking to varied people, they would be understanding the emotions of different kind of people. So it's not about their teachers, their parents, or their neighbors, or their best friends. It's not like that. It's not going to be a small world, it's going to be a very, very big and diversified world. So understanding the rest of the 90% actually builds up a person in terms of connectivity in the world. So that is what effective communication is supposed to be.
So now those people who have got good interpersonal skills are strong verbal and non-verbal communicators, and they're
Yeah.
often considered to be good with people. So maybe that is what we call behavioral skills. So why do you think over and above communication skills, the behavioral skills of the students and the fresh graduates are equally important for their growth?
Okay, so that's a very very valid question. See, when we talk about behavioral skills, these are also termed as soft skills, in fact, globally. But when we talk behavioral skills, it's not something which is communication skills or which is effective business communication. These are typically there are three sets of skills that we have. One is something which is an execution skill, which is business communication, and definitely, as you said, verbals and non-verbals all taken together. The second one is about the process skills, and the third one is about applicable skills. Now, when we talk about process skills, we talk about leadership, we talk about team management, we talk about understanding the evolution of each and every interpersonal interaction with people. So that is something which is process skills, which we can come later on. But when you talk about behavioral skills, these are basically the applicable skills. So when you learn how to communicate, for example, I have to say a no to you, or I have to, I have to handle a rejection myself. How do I do that? Do I do that only with my communication skills? No. Do I do that by regulating my emotions, by understanding the spectrum of the feelings and the thoughts and the output, which is the behavior from my side? So how do I apply that? I have to give a feedback to someone, for example. So how do I take the feedback? How do I give a feedback? If I have to tell something to someone, am I going to use the past? Am I going to refer to the future? Or am I supposed to be in the present moment with that person? So these are the applicable skills which also are required. These are only for connecting the dots together. So that is something which is very, very important for the students to graduate across to the corporate world.
Right. And now, like, as we are moving into the phase where the students are currently moving from the campus to a corporate world, and they will be just moving freshly into the workplace and all this, the entire new scenario and the scenes where they will be working with the corporates, they'll be working with people who are very much older than them. So, why do
Yeah.
you think workplace skills become important for the university students to, have a proper professional growth?
See, workplace skills which we have derived across time and what has been evolved. So, workplace skills would be about persuasion, is about influencing, is about goal settings, is about teamwork. So, all these things, and even handling a rejection, facing a rejection, it's about representing oneself. This is why this is important is something where, let's say, when an university student goes across, so maybe an MBA or maybe an engineer who goes to give an interview to a particular company, so there would be, let's say, about 50 or 100 or 150 people who are going for that particular place or position. Now, the interviewers or the recruiters from the other side of the table, they know that in in terms of qualifications, more or less, there is just a kind of a 1920 kind of a situation. In terms of experience, yes, again a 1920 kind of a situation, because these are all freshers. So they are coming with only the qualifications which is there in their black and white in their degrees, maybe one or two more or less, and the experience is moreover this 20 21 years of experience. Now, why should that person be recruited by me, by someone? Why not the other 100? Why not the other 90, or even the other n number of people? That is where a student is equipped to understand how to represent oneself with a unique signature. So it's about not only the qualifications and experience, it's about the qualities and skills that these people have. Now, by qualities and skills, I'm not saying qualities and skills which they have developed consciously, but they have developed subconsciously through the way they have been nurtured, through the way they have got into their genes, through the way they have experienced life. So if I talk about a quality, let's say flexibility, if I talk about a quality, say tenacity, if I talk about a quality like active listening, very basic qualities. Now, do they have that? So when we teach them, when we bring forward to them as a mentor, I actually show them by themselves, pointing at themselves and saying that yes, we have this grit to ourselves. So therefore we know that this is the unique signature that I have, that I can represent myself so that I get selected for the job. So that is something which is, again, as you can understand, that's of profound importance.
Absolutely, absolutely. And everyone who's going into the workplace right now, all of them have this dream that I want to be a leader and I want to lead a big team of mine and go ahead and work on different projects and have my own team and work along with them. Now, it is very widely debated on what makes a good leader. So, according to you, what do you feel makes a good leader, and what are the leadership skills do you think university students should have or should learn in order to grow in their professional lives?
Okay. Yes, absolutely. And today, in fact, in the last 10, 12 years that I have seen that the people have become young leaders. So a person like you, probably you are one of the young leaders who is there for WorqHat. I'm really proud to be associated with you for that matter. But yes, coming back to the point straight away, um, when we talk about leadership skills, people generally think of being a leader of a team of people, of a group of people. People think about leading a team, or people think about leading some people together. The first step which starts is by leading oneself. So when we talk about leading oneself, that means that I need to have certain traits, I need to develop certain traits, certain qualities in myself, certain talents in myself where I can lead myself. And that's by example. So if I say that I have to be punctual at every meeting that I attend, I have to be punctual for every party that I go, I have to be punctual for every movie that I see with my buddies. So even in my personal space, I need to be punctual, so I'm living up to the promise that I've made to myself. If I think that I need to be organized, then I need to be organized 100 out of 100 times, not even 99.99, which means that every time that I go out to meet somebody, I need to find my keys of my bike or my car at the same place every day, every time. I don't have to look for it. That is the kind of precision that one has to acquire to lead oneself. So, when the person basically gets organized, gets into the habit of leading oneself by example. So, I have made a mission statement to myself and living up to it. I'm getting confident every day by living up to that, because every day is becoming more and more easy for me. So that's the ground reality from which people definitely have the cues that when I am making a mission statement of my organization, of my department, of my function, that is something which I would be living up to. If I live up to that, my people is definitely going to follow me. If I don't live up to that, if I become casual, if I become a little disarrayed or maybe disengaged or disillusioned, then yes, my people would also fall apart. So that is something which we teach people, that you have to lead yourself by example. People will definitely follow you. That becomes incidental, that will not be something which is conscious. So when you lead yourself by design, people will actually follow you by default, so you become a leader of the people. But first of all, I need to understand myself. Do I have the qualities of being a leader? So number one, can I persuade someone? Can I influence someone? Now, persuading and influencing someone does not mean that you inspire someone or you impress someone. It's about making somebody change their self talk into something which you feel that they should do. Uh, Typically, this is one of the traits a leader should be having. The second, if I'm giving a feedback to someone, if I'm talking to somebody, am I talking with empathy or am I talking with sympathy? I'm a leader, I'm at this position, so I know that. Now, if I'm looking down at people when I'm talking to them, I might be using my sympathy. That's my emotion. But that should not be the active emotion. I should be feeling empathic towards that person. So that is one great leadership quality. If we talk about, let's say, if we talk about Ratan Tata, if we talk about Henry Ford, if we talk about, yes, the father of all leaders, as we talk today, is Steve Jobs. So these people have been passionate. These people have not been emotional. They are not sentimental. They have been passionate with their business. They have been empathetic towards the people, and that is what made them great leaders. So we teach this, 7, 8 qualities across to students about, how to become a good leader to yourself first, and then to others.
All right. So now As we actually talked about the entire workplace skills that are necessary for the students and how to become a good leader, there's this one last question that I would like to ask you. Because
Yeah.
since the students will be moving into a very important phase of their careers right now, what are some suggestions that you would give to the university students and the fresh graduates who are just looking forward to join the corporate world?
Okay, so one thing which I would tell them is there are two things which I also believed in myself, which I can give as an advice or maybe a request that these people follow through. Number one is that the moments which happen to you are the moments which are only available to you. So don't look at the moments which are happening to somebody else. Don't look at someone who is probably more fortunate than you or less fortunate than you. The moments that you gather for yourself, celebrate those moments. Do not ever look back in doing something where you have to repent. That is number one. Number two is that there is a contradiction out here. So the first thing which I would say is that when you wake up in the morning, always feel that this is the first day for the rest of my life, which means that this is an opportunity for me to start all over again. It's not about praying to God and telling God that okay fine, give me an opportunity, give me a luck today, yesterday was unlucky for me, blah blah blah, nothing like that. But today is the day when I have an opportunity of starting all over again, and therefore I would be doing something today which I have not done till today. Now, let us do one new thing every day. It's very easily said, but over a period of 1 week, people would be racking their brains in trying to find out what new can I do today which I have not done in my entire life, maybe 20, 21 years. Now, that is something which keeps people on the thinking cap. The last thing which I would say to these people, to all the students who are basically the backbones of the society, is that take today that tomorrow is not going to be there. Take today as tomorrow is not going to be there. So you have only one day with you. Tomorrow the world is going to end. So what are the things, what are the changes that you want to bring to yourself? What are the things that you want to do so that you become proud of yourself, so that even the world is not there after 12 a.m. today, you will never repent that yes, I had missed out on something. So think about those things. These are not easy. This will not happen overnight. This does not require meditation, but it requires a very healthy hygiene and a very sincere habit, very virtuous habit to oneself, just to try thinking about those things. People might come up with zero things in the first 7 days, 10 days time. Doesn't matter. People might come up with one or two things, and then people will understand that yes, if these are the two things that I need to do, and I have only 24 hours with me, how best can I manage myself? How best can I gather my resources to do it the way I want to do it absolutely faultless? So if these things are streamlined, these things are there in somebody's heart and mind, and both of these are connected together, these people are going to shine in life.
Thank you so much for your advice, and I'm pretty sure that this advice can actually help the students while they're moving ahead in their career. And it is absolutely my pleasure to have you as a mentor at WorqHat so that the students can connect with you on a one-to-one basis and through groups and get to learn more about your experience and more about these skills. And thank you for being here today. And it was great
It's my
talking to you.
it's
I
my
hope you have
pleasure,
a
sir.
great day ahead.
Thank you so much, Agnik, and it's for you
Sure.
as well. So stay safe and stay blessed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.